Paul Burchill is far from the only wrestling pirate. The scene is awash with plundering scavengers. Everything is borrowed. Even Stone Cold Steve Austin, in part, became a megastar through modifying the finishing move of all people, John Laurinaitis. Remember people power, eh? Jesus. The majority of wrestlers aren't daft enough to theme anything too iconic, lest they invite an unflattering comparison like being called Adam at What Culture. But anyway, with much finishing move treasure left to discover, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and these are 10 awesome finishers WWE stars should steal. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to stay notified. Ding, ding, done. Number 10, Last Falconry, for use by Kevin Owens. There are more finisher kickouts than bloody rest holds in the modern WWE match, so many of which bleed into the next through the process of homogenization. Thanks, word of the day, toilet paper. It would be nice for a finisher to actually become, or at least resemble, a finisher nowadays. The pop-up powerbomb looks f***ing amazing and comes close, but Shingo's Last Falconry is the perfect antidote to the problem. A stunning power move in itself, the seg into a devilish pinning predicament by way of a larynx-crushing leg drop is seamless. If any move is capable of truly delivering that elusive pop, it's a move from which escape, a bit like finding anyone who cares about TJP nowadays. Some form of change is required for a man who has existed in stasis for what feels like, and genuinely is close to, a decade. Honestly, I get more of a reaction when I walk into the office than Dolph did entering at number 30 in the Rumble. His zigzag finisher underscores the problem. All fart and no or all bump and little delivery. It's almost too fitting for its subject. Adopting Evil's STO, this snap behind which is reinforced with a killer leg sweep, weaponizes him. So much of Ziggler's offense just looks like it takes too much painstaking effort to execute. A succinct and brutal finish requiring no weird flailing cooperation would put over the idea that he's no mere new-gen clone. And sort your bloody tan out whilst you're at it, Dolph. Number 7, Tokyo Pimps, for use by Cesaro. Yujiro Takahashi isn't the best wrestler on the New Japan roster. He isn't even the best wrestler on the roster with the surname Takahashi, but his version of the sit-out inverted front power slam, the Tokyo Pimps, is one of those marvelous feats of bodily destruction ripped seemingly from a video game. Cesaro is one entry in the big book of massively talented WWE superstars in possession of a suspiciously average finisher. His Gotch-style neutralizer is a less impressive variation of an inverted slam, and for a man so physically impossible in how he glides around the ring, even making smashing his teeth into the ring post look good, he just sort of falls down right at the last. The realistic prospect of Cesaro deadlifting opponents into the razor's edge position and using his balletic grace to mirror their fall is an awesome one. Number 6, Jim Breaks Armbar, for use by Gentleman Jack Gallagher. Move theft is one thing, gimmick theft quite another. But since Gallagher already nicked Marty Scurll's umbrella amongst other things, he's hardly going to perceive stealing Zack Sabre Jr.'s 6 submission finish as an affront to chivalry. Gallagher, alongside literally everyone on 205 Live under Triple H's stewardship, is refreshed, if not all the way over, as a serious technician. Adopting a key weapon in the arsenal of ZSJ, a man not likely to return to the WWE anytime soon, I know, I asked him, should do the trick. Zack's Jim Breaks Armbar is a symphony of ugliness. Remind you of anyone? A medley of sick contortionist work and bludgeoning blows to the back of the head. I love it. Number 5, Clothesline from Hell, for use by Bray Wyatt. Look, you may not like JBL, you may not like his politics, his toadying, or his propensity to soap up his penis and threaten new recruits as an exercise in hazing. Wow, that escalated quickly. But you cannot deny the literal, ludicrous power of his Clothesline from Hell finish. Every time you watch him hit it, you're left in an amazement that the poor f***er taking it wasn't decapitated. Sister Abigail is, or was, a brilliant finisher, but the preceding finger-biting theatrics are as silly as anything else associated with the Wyatt character in 2018. The move has also been rendered as ineffective as Wyatt himself. Like so much of the act, disassociation is required. Adopting the clothesline from hell would reinforce the very real notion that underneath all the bullshit is a physically frightening performer who doesn't require an exorcist pose to inspire that fear. Number 4. Brocklock, for use by Braun Strowman. Brock Lesnar, having adopted the credible Kimura from his experience in the Octagon, is hardly going to care about somebody repurposing the Brocklock. He's probably forgotten that he ever even used it, so why not pass it on to the next big thing? WWE is in the process of diversifying the monster among men, perhaps realizing that stupendous stunt work might veer into stupid territory, or that he might actually kill someone. And since the pressure of the Brocklock is driven by the right hand, this marries well with his catchphrase, which is always a boon for marketing-conscious WWE. Honestly, the WWE shop sale has lasted longer than DFS flogging cheap sofas. A new weapon, as opposed to reloading the same one over and over again to the point of exhaustion, is a less obvious means of meeting the remit. Number 3. Hearse of Pain, for use by The Miz. The Miz is awesome in virtually every respect other than the rather important area of having offense that looks like it actually hurts. Adopting Charlie Haas's Hearse of Pain is a simple and direct route to credibility, in that it requires relatively little of the man applying the hold to put it over as something visually sadistic. Not now, Jules. It is the recipient who must sell its gruesome effects by contorting their neck into an unnatural position, incurring searing spinal and abdominal pain, and the numbing effects of, I believe the technical term is, pretzel legs. The move, as sold by Miz's elite-level facial expressions, may yet convince those holdouts that he is actually capable of inflicting pain. Number 2. Last Ride, for use by Big E. Fusing both the best and worst of The Undertaker's Attitude Era output, Kota Ibushi's modification of the terrifying and spectacular Last Ride sees him complete the move by sitting on his backside. It's a great and deft finisher, with the closing athletic flourish obscuring the fact that the Golden Star is no giant. Big E's big ending, on the other hand, is, to put it nicely, a bit. He essentially takes a flat back bump in order to deliver what is a short belly first slam. It can't hurt his opponent any more than it hurts him. Look, we all know Big E possesses the charm to get away with intentionally naff stuff as part of the New Day. Why all the pancakes? But moonbound as a single star at some point in the near future, WWE will likely contrive to overdo it and alienate fans because it's what they do best. At the very least, borrowing Ibushi's Last Ride may remind fans that there is a powerful and agile performer in front of that rocket. Number 1. Bad Luck Fall, for use by Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman can get anything over. Elf costumes, non-canon flirtations with Alexa Bliss, musical instrument-based prop comedy, f***ing everything. That he is not Roman Reigns certainly helps at this point, but at some point, that finisher needs to go. It's certainly not unimpressive, there's not enough money in the world I'd need to take it, but it's not emphatic enough to match his destructive force of nature persona. Bad Luck Fale's Bad Luck Fall is a delightful, sinister release variation of the Razor's Edge. Strowman in storylines is totally careless, an attitude reflected perfectly in the fall. The move also requires Fale to use his hand.